So guys, I just found out there was 2 different events for Skyfire. People were shown 2 different things. Forget about the last reality, more like bending it. So I have 2 POVs here. One is from ispuddy and the other is from Vizions. Straight away you'll be able to tell the boards are completely different, and yes, this happens at the same point in the event. And of course there could be more boards as well, because if you saw the event and you were there, you would know when you were travelling through there was people above you, people below you, people to the side of you. So there could be more boards out there, it's just I haven't seen them. So I presume the boards sort of correlate with each other, sort of the humans version of the events and the aliens version of the events, but it's unclear at the moment how they would correlate. They seem to be either using a link chart system or a SNA, a social network analysis. The pinboard one or the chalkboard one is very hard to depict because it's very detailed and it's very small, so it's very blurry. But the last reality one is pretty easy to see, but unfortunately it's in cube language, so we can't understand a word what this board says. But the last reality seems very interested in former IO agent Jonesy Jones, and indeed interested in his snapshots and past versions of himself. OG Jonesy and Agent Jonesy seem to have direct history with the last reality, but by the information we have on this screen we can't tell if it's a positive or negative relationship they have. I presume if he's part of the imagined order at the time, I presume it was negative, unless they know something about a past version or a snapshot version of Jonesy, which is a positive relationship. Now, I'm not sure what this is, but I thought it was the black hole event. But the planet, if you can see, does have a ring around it, which is similar to the chalkboard where they have this looking planet, and it's connected to the aliens, which are the last reality. So I presume this is their home world. But they are called the last reality, so I presume maybe millions of years into the future, their reality is the last reality and it's about to be destroyed, and they've come back to save it. Now, I've had a time travel theory before on the channel, which I'm going to quickly go over now. So yeah, this is quite deep and detailed, and it's quite fun. So and obviously, if I'm correct with this theory, Fortnite is about to get crazy. But I don't know if you're aware by this point, but Bunker Jonesy is responsible for the Vizion's loading screen. Now, I know it's called the Vizion's loading screen, but I've never been convinced they're visions. I've always been convinced they're memories, which another connection with a recent event, the Ariana Grande event, we saw memories, but we saw Kevin the Cube on the Chapter 2 map, which obviously has happened this season, but at that point wasn't a memory, unless the Bunker Jonesy, which travelled back in time to warn us about the upcoming doom by the Vizion's loading screen, which I believe isn't Vizion's and his memories. If he was present during that event, his memory, which obviously he wouldn't be aware of because he's muted at that point, would have memories of Kevin the Cube being on the Chapter 2 map. So I'm presuming if Jonesy travels back in time, he doesn't travel back to the future, he does it the old fashioned way with basically the progression of time. So Agent Jonesy is the past version of that who hasn't travelled back yet, because it kind of makes perfect sense. Like, you just presume that Bunker Jonesy is a snapshot and the imagined order, the last reality, will be completely unaware. It's like the perfect disguise. And you might say, why did he not tell anyone before this? Well, when he travelled back in time, he became muted. But when he drew that Vizion's loading screen, there was a big event, the unvaulting and the volcano event. So at that time, the loop could have been weaker, meaning he could remember some things, because as we know in the past, sometimes after the event, the 0 point, the loop, the bridge isn't quite up to scratch as it usually is, so he could remember at that point. And guys, everyone forgets that Peely had a pretty big part to play in this as well. You know, a few seasons down the line, he became a double agent for Ghost and Shadow, as well as Midas. Obviously, Midas played Shadow and Ghost off against each other, so he can distract the imagined order to build the device. And we also have to presume now that Midas was an agent for the imagined order. And also with Midas's first Shadow set, Chaos Agent is in there, and you have to presume that this is a prequel because obviously it says first Shadows. So we have to presume that Midas told Chaos Agent to form Shadow and he formed Ghost to play off of each other to distract the imagined order or alter an ego at that point. Kinda mad. I'm just reaffirming, when Peely and Jonesy was in that bunker, a lot happened from that. And as you go back to the Vizion's loading screen, you can see an abductor. Is there anything else we're missing? Because every season I say it's done, there's nothing else. And then every time there is something else. It's amazing. Because at the time you believed that was the vault, but the purple didn't make any sense. Now it does. It's obviously and always has been an abductor and not the vault. And maybe it's not done. As the Cube Queen announces her arrival on the island, maybe it's just about to begin. And that Jonesy has some massive part to play, whether it's time travel or not. And the snapshots are teaming up to take on the Cube Queen. And this has been in motion for some time. And you may say, Jay, I thought that was the Ice King. Well, he has purple eyes, and he has blue. And this could be another, I think that's the vault, and it's not. So I'm going to presume that now this is the Queen, or this is the Queen. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel because we're so close to 2K. It's been your boy, Mr. JLY. Till next time, bye bye. But this is 100% Galactus, yeah? We agreed? Okay.